present to another person, to truly listen to another person. And so what I share with you tonight and then the next few weeks is that mostly that internal process, because a lot of people learn about active listening. Oh, you reflect back and you ask the right questions, but that's all external stuff pasted on. And it doesn't shift your schema, it doesn't shift your inner workings at all. And so I'm looking at shifting inside you. And I actually call, what I've come to call what I teach is listening is social meditation. Because it really is the same process as meditation to become a really good listener. It's almost the exact same process. And so tonight we're going to be looking at becoming, how do you become present? How do you become aware of what's going on inside of you in order to be present to another person? Also, kind of in the world of Buddhist meditation or the Buddhist belief, each person has a separate reality. Even though there's a taproot that joins us, each person has their own separate reality. And so there's a detachment involved in listening, in really seeing somebody as outside of you, like two sisters, of being able to see somebody else as having a separate reality from you and learning how to make that detachment. Now, a lot of people think detachment's not loving. It's actually one of the most loving things there is, because you allow another person their own world. So there are some premises that are on the website, and I invite you to go look at this after tonight. But one of the premises that I base this on is that each person is the wisest person he or she knows. That inside each person here is your own wisdom, is what you need to do to operate in the world. Whatever you need to make your decisions is inside you. You know this. However, when we become confused by anger, emotion, blocks, too much media coming at you, everybody else's stuff, opinions, we lose touch with our inner wisdom. So when someone truly listens to us, when we listen to another person, what we're doing is listening in such a way as to help another person get down to their own wisdom, which is not our wisdom. Each person has their own. So it's not an advice-giving thing. It's not, I'm telling my story, I know what to do for you. It's exactly the opposite. It's, I'm here to ask questions to help you get past all your stuff, to get down inside of you, to find out who you truly are. Now, I want to tell you a little bit of my own agenda in this. I have a belief that society can be saved if each person is doing what they're called to do. If each of us is authentically present in this world, doing what we're called to do, then I think we can save ourselves, our society. We might not. The planet's going to go on. I think if we're extinct, the planet will go and move on. But for us to save ourselves, I think for society to save itself, we each have to be doing what we're called to do, what sings inside of us. And so to truly listen to someone is to listen to that inner singing and what's going on inside of them. So that's really my agenda in the long run, is to have more and more people present authentically in the world. And when we listen, we're inviting people to be authentic. Okay? So that's kind of listening I'm going to teach you to do. Okay? I almost feel like crying. I just had a student come, she needed a signature for a class to get into, and she came here, had me sign her piece of her enrollment form. And a friend of hers, who is going to be in the same class, who was in a class of mine last quarter. And he was a very confused young man, very confused, very talented, very confused. And I couldn't figure out why he had such low self-esteem when the kid had so much talent and so much charisma. I could not figure out why he was, putting his head down. And we sat down. I said, would you like me to listen to you and figure out what you're doing? Yeah. So we had lunch together on campus, and we sat down for a couple hours. And I just listened to him. I call it listening is calling into being. She just said to me, You would not believe. She didn't know I talked to him. She goes, you wouldn't believe how different he is. It's like he's coming to himself. He's this whole new person. He's alive. He knows exactly what he wants to do. He goes into everything confidently. He's walking different. You're going to be amazed at him. And that's what I hope we can each give to the people that we meet, that we turn them on just by listening to them. So let's move ahead, shall we? Shall we get going? So